Hello, everyone. Welcome to the final Gothtober reading sprint of this year. Very sad. How has everyone's Gothtober been? Hello, Goth evening. The puns.
I love a pun. I love a pun.
Hello from me and my 2 full multi-packs of sweets I now have because I didn't have any decor, so no one's come guysing at my door.
That's fair.
I think you're winning. Evening, Goth gang. Opposite of you. Thought I'd have leftover chocolate from work, but students took it all. Which is great, but also sweet tooth. Oh, it's pretty smart that they have in their neighborhood you can put on the WhatsApp group if you're open for trick-or-treaters.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, because there's nothing worse than turning up someone's house and they haven't got anything, or if you're like knocking on people's doors that don't want you to knock. And like it's always really sad. Like I feel really bad for the kids that walk around with their parents. There's just like massive signs being like no trick-or-treaters. Like it'd be easier if you're like, I know exactly where we're going and like the route we're taking, you know?
It was kind of smart. I live in a block of flats, so like they can't get in. But what the like concierge at the desk has done is like done a little costume decoration competition, and I know that he has like huge bowls of sweets, so they can go there and have like a little Halloween thing for all the kids, and then go to the other neighborhood houses, I guess.
I mean, I was a bit worried that people were going to turn up here because we don't have any sweets at all, but also we haven't got any pumpkins or any decorations outside to be like even think people might want to come.
Like last year we did. Last year we had a pumpkin in the window, and I had one kid knock, and I bought like £10 worth of sweets, like big bags of sweets, assuming that because we're quite close to town, there'd be loads of people. No one guy, and I felt really sorry for him. He was just like, "It's me and my son. Have as much as you like."
You know, but like, because we had loads of sweets last year, of course, no one turned up. My fear was because we weren't prepared this year, we'd have loads.
But I don't know. I feel like in my head it's still a very American thing, but I feel like more and more people are doing it now. Or maybe I just don't know enough people with kids.
I was walking around earlier, and there's quite a few people like with like proper Halloween decorations, like in their like front like yard driveway areas.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, like this is that. When I was walking around like where I was growing up, it wasn't nearly like this, but it's probably taken off a bit.
True. I can also hear fireworks, which I think is probably Diwali celebrations as well. Hi, Daniela. Honestly, the same. I'm doing a 10K steps challenge in November for charity. Wow. Hope that goes well. Pixie realized upon finishing buddy reading Frankenstein with your partner that he's the second partner I've made read it. You're doing the Lord's work.
I was gonna say you're doing God's work there, Pixie, making all those men read it.
If you want to be my lover, you got to read and analyze Mary Shelley's iconic novel, or the modern Prometheus. Wow. Standards. General rule is if you've got Halloween decor, it's safe. So try to put a pumpkin-shaped wax burner in the window. WhatsApp was also handy when we had a thief in the neighborhood last week. The guy ran through your garden. Oh my goodness.
I had that once. So our house, basically, my parents' place is like on the corner of a block, right? So you have to climb over someone else's house to climb into our garden. But the house next to it has a garage. And what the guy had done is he'd been caught doing something on the corner, had climbed up over the garage, into our garden, into the neighbour's garden, and was going to try and make his way out that way. And my dad and I were like just having porridge, like first thing in the morning, like my dad's in his dressing gown, and we see this like random man jump into our garden, and then 2 police officers like 2 seconds later like jump into the garden and run after him. And like there wasn't even like a hesitation of like warning or like sorry about this, and it was just we've got a job to do, gonna get that guy. And it's like, okay, welcome to Folkestone, you know, like it was wild. It was absolutely wild.
I feel like I know exactly what you mean, because in our place in the Netherlands it's like house, and then from our bedroom there's like a slant, and then there's the roof, which is actually like the garage and extension, and then there's the car like underneath the garage hood. And I got locked out one time, and I managed to climb up on top of the car, then get onto the garage roof and walk round to my bedroom and climb in the window. And I was like,
Nice.
this is handy for me, but also handy for other people.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when you realise that your house isn't as safe as you thought it was, you know? Yeah. I used to leave, so I was on the second floor. I used to leave my window open just a little bit because I just like being cold. I've always liked being cold. And one evening I was doing my homework and my friend Dave climbed in through the window behind me and scared the living daylights out of me. And at that point I was like, if he can do that, anybody can. I'm going to shut that window.
Considering I've seen where that room is, that is fucking impressive. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, that's kind of impressive because that's not an easy climb. Like, genuinely, having seen that window, I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Well done, Dave. I don't know who you are, but well done.
Well done, Dave. Well done, Dave.
Thank you so much for Gothtober. I've really enjoyed it. Read 17 books this month. Oh my goodness. Reserved so many books recommended during the library from the lives. Oh, that's wonderful.
We love to see it. I love it when someone's like Emma's another one for this because Emma was posting earlier about how like they haven't read much this year at all, and then Gothtober comes around and they're like, right, I've ticked off all the prompts. Look at me go.
Time to read. Time to read. I love this about the kid being Mike Wazowski and the dad being an inflatable Sully because my older sister, like, this is the first year of nephew, so they've done a costume where he is Sully, my sister is Mike Wazowski, and then the dad is the little girl in the pink shirt with like.
He's so cute.
Yeah. I was like,
that's really cute.
I would love to show you guys, but I feel like with the screen, it's just not going to work. So.
You can text it to us later.
I can't do that, though.
Please share with us.
Do you know where I know where it will be if you have that photo and it's like a family thing? Is Olivia is great at showing what an amazing family she has on her Patreon. Like, I love whenever you do like your photo carousels. I'm like, Olivia has been up to all sorts, and like, look at you go having picnics with your family again. What do you like? Eh?
It's like I don't see them all the time.
You're literally hanging out with them all the time, and I love that for you.
Also, I appreciate you plugging my Patreon for me because that photo will be on my photo reel.
Yeah, for sure. Lizzie, if you had one too, I'd plug that too. Go check out Lizzie's channel.
Check out my channel, but also Hannah has a great. No, wait, Hannah, you're here. Both of these have some great Patreons, so go check them out because Hannah also shares some really fun real photo reels, and there's also pictures of me that Hannah shared on the Patreon that until I joined Hannah's Patreon, I didn't quite realize those were on there. And Hannah takes some really flattering photos of me, guys. So
you say that sarcastically. There are some very flattering photos of you.
I know. Some of them I look really cute in, but like some of them, oh my god.
To be fair, I do feel like I didn't include the one with the tea cozy on your head though, did I?
Exclusive content. Which tier do we need to be signed up to?
The elite tier, top tier. I want the £50 a month to see the photo of Lizzie with a tea cozy. Do you know what? For £50 a month, I take a monthly photo of me with a different tea cozy on my head. If people wanted to sign up for that perk,
know what? I feel like I want to get ahead of that and just post that on my Discord, just so then I can get ahead of it and leak that photo of myself, so that like.
That's very tactical of you. I don't. Well, there we go. Something else for Lizzie. Lizzie's currently doing a Middle-earthathon read along where they're reading all of the different Lord of the Rings books. That's free. You get that content for nothing. You could just join their Discord and talk about Lord of the Rings.
I'm definitely keeping up with that.
Look, you've had a rough month, okay? You've had a rough month, but you know those books inside out. Like we were talking earlier about when the live show is going to be, and Lizzie's like, I don't genuinely think I'm going to be able to finish Fellowship before the live show comes up. It's not going to be a problem because you could ask Lizzie any question about Lord of the Rings. They'll have an answer. Like they'll know.
Don't test that.
It's just in the system. It's in you.
Don't test that theory, guys. I'm out of practice.
Nah, you'd be fine.
Amazon got the Dreadmill out, which is, I think Dreadmill is accurate.
Dreadmill, genuinely, there should be a company that calls it Dreadmill because I feel like that would sell a lot. If they did like a goth one, so it had like little like skulls on the sides, I'd have a goth treadmill.
I know you would have a goth treadmill. This is the Hannah line of treadmills.
Mm-hmm. Exercise equipment, but it's all just a little bit goth, like just a little bit, just a little zest of goth, you know.
It's like the stairs, like the stair machine can be like the stairs in The Haunting of Hill House to your doom. And
yeah, well, you know what you could do, because like obviously where it like rotates, right? You could have, you know, like the haunted house where it lowers and the portrait changes. You could have it where it looks like that, or you could have it where it looks like the faster you go, it looks like it's like dripping blood. So it looks like it's
sorry. Is the idea that we want to get on this thing more because you're putting me off a little bit, like even more so?
Well, no, I feel like it'd be a vibe because you're like, it's all like light up, and it's like a little bit goth and goth.
Yeah, until you get the jump scare and then you fall off it and you injure yourself.
Well, there was a really popular Spotify playlist that was basically like spooky noises that people were listening to whilst they were running, and it then became a whole podcast, an exercise podcast, where it would sound like someone was running behind you or chasing you. And it worked. They turned it into an app, I think, or there was an app that was like relevant to it. So they would track how fast you were moving. So if you were slowing down, it would like jump scare you into going faster again. The idea being that the adrenaline gets you moving faster anyway, so it feels less like you're running, but also motivates you to run. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, I can't stand running at the best of times. The last thing I want is to put my headphones in and just hear like behind me. Absolutely not.
No, Hannah, you want my soundtrack to your video last year. That's what you want to have.
Yeah. No. I asked Lizzie to record a clip. All they had to do was hold the camera and make it look like someone was looking at me through the window. Lizzie decided.
No, I asked you beforehand. I asked you specifically if you wanted me to do the thing.
And I was like, sure.
Yes.
Okay. And it was the funniest thing because it wasn't even scary. It just sounded like Lizzie had gone for a run and then done the video. Like it was just like.
And I kept on laughing because I knew how stupid it sounded.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. I left it in though. Kept the sound in.
You did.
So you can go and watch it, guys. Check out Gothtober 2023 content.
Retro.
We've got Read Mary's Monster by Lisa Judge this weekend, and it helped appreciate Mary's experiences.
Very cool.
One of the neighbors is yelling highly esteemed guests every time trick-or-treaters come.
That's adorable. I love that. I love when people really get into the spirit of something. Like when you have carolers, but they've all like put the same jacket on and like things like I just love that. I love anytime people are having a good time.
Yeah, it's cute. Not much trick-or-treating in Sweden. Some people do it. Also, I think this is Czech Republic. Surprised how many houses in my parents' small town had decorations. It's becoming more of a thing everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
First week in her quaint village, she looked outside to find 19 armed police as neighbor was running right. Oh gosh, that sounds dangerous.
The village doesn't have a shop.
What is this person?
I love that. I love the idea. Like we don't have a co-op, but what we do have is a machete wielding man. I'm going to assume it's a man.
But like, what do they even want to steal or achieve? Just like,
but I've just got it.
Give me your family photos. Or else. Halloween book for out there screaming. Oh, it was an underwhelming experience. I've got that on my shelf.
I was going to say, you gifted me mine, so I'm looking forward to it.
I'm sorry to hear it was underwhelming, but today you'll be binge reading When the Stars Have Teeth. Do you know what? This is the perfect segue into what are we reading so we can do our first sprint, and then we can come back to the rest of the comments afterwards. Oh, that's pretty.
So I've got Buried Deep, which is a foiled cover. It is a collection of short stories from Naomi Novik that actually are peppered throughout her different worlds. So the first one is a short story that she wrote for a sci-fi novel. And what I've been doing is double checking the like little note at the end of each story because I don't want to read any of them from the Temeraire series as it's the only one I haven't read. And I'm hoping that because there's a few that I have to miss out, I might be able to get at least halfway through during these sprints because unfortunately, this is the only prompt. Roots is the only prompt I have not ticked off properly for Gothtober. The others I can double up pretty much all of them because I'm not finishing those 2 books. Like, it's just not happening, which sucks. But I did manage to tick off all of the 3 basic prompts of LGBT, disability rep, and BIPOC rep within The Wicked Remain. And then all the others were kind of on top. This is the last one that was like a 2024 specific prompt that I wanted to tick off. But I don't think any of the other books that I've read would even come close to ticking off this prompt. So I think if I'm really, really struggling after the second sprint, I might see if I can find a shorter read that has roots in it somewhere.
But even if you read one short story, it technically counts.
I feel like I have to finish it for it to count.
No, it counts. Short stories are valid.
If you want something short though that's got like okay, no, wait, no, ignore me. I had a thought and then my brain's
Finish the thought.
Well, it's got roots, and like Trees Have Got Roots, and Through the Woods by Emily Carroll's got quite a lot of like drawings of roots and stuff. If you wanted to do that as a short,
I could reread it. I could absolutely reread it. There's a couple that I could reread. I'm sure I could do Heartstopper Volume 5, to be honest.
Yeah,
because that's covered in leaves.
Yeah,
things like that. I could do that. I'm gonna see how I get on in that first sprint. I would really like to try and tackle this. In the first sprint, I'm actually gonna have my dinner, and then I'm gonna tackle the rest of that story. But if it gets to the point where I'm like, I can feel myself falling behind, I think I might pick up something else. Because I did finish something that was completely unrelated to Gothtober yesterday. So I feel like I've finished something this week. Yes, I did. Yeah. Yes, I did. I finished it last night. I was going to finish it after the first sprint that I did, and then just didn't. So finished it during yesterday's sprint. And then what I started and also didn't finish is my entire TBR for November, which is going on Patreon. But because there are 28 books currently on my TBR, I haven't finished typing that up yet. So in the process of... So yes, I really, really enjoyed this. But basically, I've got this new TBR teapot for my patrons to put their TBR in, or to recommend me books even from my TBR to go in it, of which I believe both of you have submitted something. You submitted like 8 books.
Yeah.
Wow, Lizzie. Hurtful.
I can just tell you what I want you to read, though. I can slip
it out. It lives in the teapot.
I can just slip it in. Like, I can just do a cheeky little slip in. You won't even know it's even there.
I have heard that about you, to be fair. And then the next book in this series is the book that I've picked out for next month, which was recommended to me or was requested by one of my patrons. So I was like, I have to finish this before the 1st of November so I can then start the next one. Yeah. It was great. Loved it. This is my favourite one so far. The Worst Witch and the Wishing Star is the best of the series so far.
No. Lizzie, what are you reading?
I'm reading an illustrated history of urban legends. It's a non-fiction graphic novel about urban legends, and I think I'm going to read this pretty fast. I've also got an illustrated history of ghosts, which is exactly the same, but it's just about ghosts, obviously, and not this. I don't think they fit any of the Gothtober prompts, and I'm not going to lie to you. My month has been insane, and haven't really been reading. When I say that, I haven't been reading. These might actually be my first 2 books of October. I mean, I still read something in October.
Spooky season, it does that to you. It's okay. It's okay.
I had a whole plan of like books I was going to read through spooky season as well, and I completely failed. But it's okay. It's all right. We can.
It's okay. We can make spooky season all year if we want.
Exactly.
And then I finished all my Gothtober reads. So these sprints are like YOLO sprints. It's still Black History Month. So for the first book I'm reading is Tyrant's Call Crown. It's a picture book. I see my nephew on Saturday. So I usually proofread picture books before I read them with him. So I'm going to read this. Then I'm going to read Batman because I went to the Batman exhibition and I'm in a Batman mood. So
fair, valid, and reasonable.
Yeah, he's gothy. He's like super.
He's very. Oh, come on! He is the most goth of all of them.
He's very
traumatized history, isolated but with lots of money. Both urban and natural settings. Is constantly falling in love with people that are really bad for him. Sarcastic psychic. Like, he takes all the tropes.
And now also Robert Pattinson.
Well, there you go.
He fits. All right, let's read until 10:02. And I know that you guys have been dropping loads of comments in the chat, so we'll get to those after the first sprint.
Cool. See you in a bit.
the end of our first reading sprint.
Hello.
Hello. How did your sprint go?
It's good. I read 20 pages. This is actually really interesting. This is really cool. Like it's talking about like different cultures, and I'm just got onto like it's the pre-modernism. So it's talking about like really old urban like legends and stuff. And like this picture, I don't know how well it's showing up,
Showing up, yeah.
but it's a possible depiction of the Loch Ness monster from the 12th century, and I'm like, this is something I'm such a nerd about. Like, I absolutely love it. It's so fun. It's really pretty as well. Like, it's really bright, and it's going through like some really cool like, urban legends. Like, I haven't read very much of it yet, but I'm really getting into it. It's super fun.
Nice. I love when the illustrations are good and the info is good and it just all like comes together really nicely.
Yeah.
I read Tyrone's Cool Crown, which I just loved. The artwork is amazing and it was just like black joy all over the book, which was nice. And I read some of Batman, and he was actually talking about Gotham in this one. And I was like, is he talking about Gotham or is he talking about London? Like, there's a lot of crossover. So, good
That's
stuff.
quite cool. That's quite cool if it's like recognizable, but like still in the Batman verse.
So that was fun. Let's see how people did. Yeah, you did carry on reading your Gothtober list, but might not do any reading tonight. You've just started James by Percival Everett. I am crossing my fingers that wins the Booker Prize, which I think is announced in the middle of the month at some point. 20 pages of Emily Wilde's map of the Otherlands, and listened to some Halloween lo-fi and worked. You did so many things. Worked on a bit of a project. Amazing. Have you read the Emily Wildes, Lizzie?
No. So I got the first one, I think, in a fairy loot. And then I heard like so many like mixed things about it that I ended up, I think I unhauled it. I think I actually gave my copy to Hannah. I could be wrong, but I know that I don't have it. And Celine read it, and she did not like it at all. So I don't know. I'm on the fence on whether I'm actually going to pick it up or not.
Do you like cozy fantasy? No.
Not well. I say no. There are the odd ones that slip through the net. I'm a bit weird with the books I like. I'm less likely to like it if it's super cozy, unless I'm in like a really like specific mood. I think coming up to like winter, I'll be much more up for that kind of thing, probably. But like as it stands, like now, no, I don't think I would enjoy it. Like I like Legends and Lattes. That was really good. But like that's probably the only like quote unquote like cozy fantasy I enjoyed. I quite like a lot of like death and dark stuff going on in my fantasy, to be honest.
That's understandable. And I feel like Legends and Lattes is the one, like, even if you don't read cozy fantasy, people say like that's the one that does it the best.
Yeah, that's the one like it's the one I would say you should definitely like try if you want to see if you like that genre. But like I don't really own many other books that are really cozy fantasy.
Yeah.
So no, I don't know. That's why I'm on the fence about Emily Wilde, because I know there's that what's the witchy one that's really like really cozy?
Society of Irregular Witches or something like that.
That one. I haven't read that one.
I want to try that one. I'm gonna try it. I'm curious.
Yeah, I don't know that one and the other one as well. I can't remember what the other one's called. The second one, the sequel. Is there a sequel?
There's a sequel. I have no idea what it's called.
Okay.
I know the cover's dark blue.
Yeah, I don't remember what it's called.
That's okay. It's okay. Daniela watched a financial diet video discussing finances in Gilmore Girls. I really thought you were gonna end with something here that I couldn't understand. That was gonna be like super financial, and then it's like finances in Gilmore Girls. Nice. 5 cantos of Inferno read. Well done. 14 to go. Dante's such a lapdog for Virgil. So cute. Oh, Pixie, only you can read Inferno and be like, this is cute. Pray that you wouldn't like the romance part in Emily Wilde, but okay, it's mine now. Emily Wilde was a hit for Daniela, but I've seen pretty valid criticism that I addressed in the vlog when you read it. Okay.
Yeah, so also I'm not like super into like romance, to be honest. Although romance side plot's okay, but I don't know. Again, got to be in a specific mood, I think.
Some middle grades have cozy vibes. That's true.
Okay, yeah, no, I will amend my statement because cozy middle grades are great. Hatmakers by Tamsin Merchant is a really fantastic middle grade. That's pretty cozy. I don't know. What else?
I think Pixie's also saying that like Lord of the Rings is also cozy.
Oh, I'd say The Hobbit maybe is cozy. Lord of the Rings is like, I guess you could classify it as cozy. Again, it's really up in the air. What do you classify as cozy fantasy? Because for me, it's got like really like low stakes, and like I feel like Lord of the Rings is pretty much the highest stake you could kind of go for. But I guess if you find it the type of thing you relax to, then it can be cozy fantasy. So I don't know. I don't know.
Parameters.
I wouldn't know how to really classify it, to be honest.
Also read Amber and that nice Dragons from this author. I think she'll be a solid 4-star author. Okay. Bookshops and Bone Dust, was that the sequel? Or were you thinking of the sequel to the Witches book?
Yeah, I was thinking of the sequel to the Witches book, because Bookshops and Bone Dust is the sequel to Legends and Lattes, which I haven't read yet. I haven't read Bookshops and Bone Dust yet.
I really liked that. I think it's a very good, because even though it's a prequel, and I was like, why would you do a prequel, not a sequel? I was still like, actually, I guess he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Emily Wilde, it's a romance side plot.
Okay.
And agrees that the Hatmakers was really nice, but it also has a war. Well,
yeah, kinda, but it's like a group of kids. I don't know.
Daniela says more romance in Emily Wilde. Definition of cozy is low stakes. I mean, that Lord of the Rings is cozy, and I personally like to get. Yeah. Fair enough. Hi, Hannah.
Hello.
How was your eating sprint?
Delicious. Thank you for asking.
Wonderful.
I did a little roast.
Oh,
Of the food or of somebody?
No, I had a roast. I had a roast dinner.
No, Hannah just likes to eat is to roast everyone around her. That's what happened, actually.
Yep, that's how I sustain myself.
Yep, that's how we sustain life.
I'm just scrolling up to the top because I know that there were lots of messages that we missed because we were talking too much, which is a wonderful thing to be doing. The only Halloweenish book you read for the month of October. Oh yes, we did this. This is when we left. I could hear kids chanting, "Give us sweets outside." I'll finish Inferno tonight. You will. We believe in you.
I believe in you.
You can do it. You can do it, Pixie.
Thank you for reminding everyone to hit the like button.
Yes. Yes. Everyone now spam the like button, every single person.
How much we've read this month. Emma has read 11 books. There's 20 minutes left on ebook and be at 12. Emma, I know you didn't read last sprint, but you need to read those last 20 minutes of the book.
Come on, Emma. We're doing a half an hour sprint, so you can definitely do that. You even got 10 minutes of wiggle room, you know.
Read 2 books. I'm reading 4. DNF'd 1. Good job DNFing. Hi, Lizzie. You've got a hi from Emma.
Oh, hey, Emma. Yeah. Hey, I haven't been around for months, so hi. Nice to see you too.
Hello from Dom. Pixie's read 12 books this month, 13 by the time you finished Inferno, which you will do. What's going on? 10k steps, nano, and non-fic November, as well as my Percy curated Wicked Readathon. That sounds like a busy month. It's Sounds like a very busy month. Are either of you two doing nano?
I'm not doing nano. Not after they allowed an AI company to
Yes.
buy their data.
I saw that.
See, I didn't even know that. I haven't got the emotional capacity to commit this year, so I'm just not going to force myself to. And I've got to be okay with that.
They were doing it to raise money for like more events and things like that, but they've basically sold the rights so that anything you post directly to Nano is available for use through AI.
That's disappointing. It's a lot of writers. Evernight Academy for Liars arrived.
Have you seen it? Have you?
Yeah, I've got mine. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's very pretty. You went here when mine arrived.
I'll come and look at it during the next sprint, so I don't spoil it for people if they haven't got theirs yet.
No, I already shared it on my channel yesterday.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. Oh, it is pretty. Ooh.
And I'll show you the underside when I come down in a sec.
That's really pretty.
We love a pretty book.
We do. We do love a pretty book.
Continuing to read Immortal Dark. I'm very excited about that book.
I've still got it downstairs. I should have read it ages ago. I just didn't.
Still time. Books don't have an expiration date.
I know. But it was an arc, so I feel like I should have read it before it came out. Oh, well.
Be that way. So, we already know this didn't happen because Emma said they didn't have a chance to read the sprint. But next sprint, finish Days of Morizaki Bookshop. It sounds like a cute one. Reading nothing spooky since finished The House with Chicken Legs early. Have you read The House with Chicken Legs?
No, I can't find my copy anywhere. And like, considering I'm in the process of packing, it should be here, and it isn't. And I've got a horrible feeling that I put all of Sophie Anderson's books that I had to one side when I was moving things around and unhauling stuff. And I've got a horrible feeling I put it in the wrong bag.
Oh no.
I can't find. I had the bear one as well, the girl of the bear, and her newest one. I can't remember what that one was called. I had all three of them. I can't find any of them, which irks me.
Oh,
hopefully I'll find like a little bundle I can sign.
I bet they are all in the same place, and it'll be somewhere really, really silly that you won't have thought to look.
Honestly, because I've moved so much stuff around, all of my books are in one place. They're either here or in boxes, and I can't find it. I also can't find my really nice blanket either. No idea where that is.
Hopefully, like in the process, they'll turn up somewhere.
Hopefully.
Fingers crossed. Listening to Grady Hendrix' Southern Book Club on audio while knitting some ghost design socks. That sounds really nice. It's okay if we don't finish our books today. A little bit of book hangover into the next month is healthy, I think. I will have so much book hangover into the next month.
I've got at least 4 that I've started that will hang over into the next one.
50 pages of The Witching left. I'll be very curious to see what you think of that one. Graphic novel Hollow, that would work for Ancestry. Yeah. Strong Roots.
You've got that one, haven't you, Lizzie? Hollow?
Yeah, it's the
Sleepy Hollow retelling.
Hollow retelling. Yeah. I would say it works for Strong Roots because it's based in like a real like urban legend that's been around for ages. So I'd say it does.
Rooted in legend. November is still spooky extended. Imagine if we did Gothtober extended edition. I shouldn't give Hannah any ideas. That expression is not. It's not a good one.
We were talking about, because I do a readathon, but I made it way too complicated this year, and I've not been able to keep up with the stuff that I promised to put out. And we had discussed as a Discord, because it's free on my Discord, I just make loads of stuff for it, of doing a Gothtober themed readathon type thing. And that would be all year because it's a year-long readathon.
Yeah.
So an extended Gothtober would not be the worst
Could cross
idea we ever
over.
had.
I feel like now is a good time to ask the question of, since it's the end of Gothtober, what did you enjoy the most that you've done in Gothtober? What did you enjoy? Because I don't want any negative feedback, but you would want it changed a little bit, or like something that could be improved upon. We'd be very curious to hear how you felt.
We want to hear improvements rather than just negativity.
Yes, please.
My favorite bit was, as always, the Kiss, Marry, Kill. Yeah, that was such a fun live. It's my favorite live show every year. I love the quiz. Don't get me wrong. I love putting together the quiz, and I love that Tish has won it pretty much every time.
I don't love that. I don't love that.
No, that's fair. Next year we'll pick a theme that you are an expert in, and then you'll obviously win.
Oh, you see that, but I still don't know. Like, just strong with those quizzes.
Just do all sentient houses, just like books of sentient houses, and Olivia will be like,
"I got it." Yeah,
that's it.
Like immediately. Yeah. You know, Olivia, I always find out which prompts are yours, like, because I want to do the sentient house prompt. Like, I make it my mission to find that prompt, like, every year, because I want it.
It'll be really funny when it's not a prompt next year.
I will cry. I will actually.
Olivia's face of like, excuse me.
I did stretch it this time. I was like, sentient inanimate object.
Yeah.
Which could be a house, guys. It could be a house.
Next year it'll be like surreal sentience. Like anything that's even like a little bit sentient.
How could I say sentient in as many ways possible? You guys could hear the kids chanting.
Yeah, they were quite loud. They were yelling. Like
they really wanted that stuff. Wow.
They're like, we're here.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Nana being terrible. Hannah has the book with chicken legs. That book too. It's the disappearing book, guys.
Oh, spooky.
Did we all just collectively imagine that this book existed and actually didn't exist at all?
A joint fever dream, Mandela effect. Mm-hmm. No, it definitely exists. I love that for us. I love that for us. And I'm pretty sure, I'm just going to have a quick look through my reading list for this month. I really hope I didn't read a single white man. That would make me really happy.
I'm curious.
Oh, no, I did. I read Clown in a Cornfield 3. So close.
If you're going to read a white man, it should be like the Clown in the Cornfield ones.
It's the only white man that was on my reading list for this month.
I mean, yeah, I did read a white man. He was Palestinian white though, so I read Charles Dickens as well.
No, he's definitely a white man. that is a very white man.
Gothtober the remix.
I'm pretty sure he was the only man on my TBR though. So there we go.
Really enjoyed all the live shows I could attend because, like, hanging out with all of us. Yeah. All the live shows are popular. Gothic and horror books. Live shows. The best Gothtober quote. But what if I'm the danger?
So good.
Wait, was that you? Wait, who said this?
That was Emma. So we were talking about one of the aliens that has tentacles that comes out of its head when it's feeling threatened by danger.
Oh, yeah.
And Emma pointed out that if they kissed him, would they consider them the danger? Mm-hmm. But didn't say it like that. They just said, but what if I'm the danger?
That is true.
I missed all of that context. And I only got that last bit of the sentence. I'm like, Emma, you're always the danger. That's what went to my head. You know?
Emma's very dangerous.
Love to be a dangerous person.
We were discussing this privately about how people find like Olivia and I like unapproachable or intimidating, and how we're actually both just very squishy beans. Like there is nothing scary about us at all.
And also they must find us intimidating for very different reasons. Because like I'll just sit I just won't say anything. And apparently people think like, oh wow, she only speaks to certain people. she hates me, and it's
You
just
know
like,
what
I'm just
it
shy.
it feels like a controlled silence, right? Because it's something that I can't do. I am really bad at not speaking in general. Classic yapper, but it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, and Lizzie can confirm. The variety of moods, she's still going, she's still chatting. And the one thing that is like Lizzie and Zach have pointed out is if someone says something and it's really hit a nerve, I do go silent, and I do this like little predator head tilt. Where I just kind of go, and that's when you know you've gone too far. So I think it's more like that kind of like, you're not aloof, but if people read it as aloof, that can be quite intimidating. And actually, you're just quiet. You're just like, oh wait.
Also, Emma's calling. I feel like when I first met you, it was online, but like you were just like talking through, and I was like, this is great. Like for a shy person, this is wonderful. It's like we skipped the small talk phase, and we're in the.
Yeah, I'm not really one for small talk, to be fair. I think Lizzie and I were probably the same, like just in the Discord, just yapping away.
What? No.
When you first met.
No.
Being intimidated by me.
We were on Twitter when we first talked, weren't we, Hannah? And then we were then we jumped on D&D, and that's how we met.
Yeah, which is on Discord. That was the first time I actually spoke to you. It was in the Twitter group chat. We discussed when we'd meet up, but I don't think it was probably until we jumped on Zoom and Discord. I'm not talking about like the main Discord. I'm talking about when we actually started playing the D&D. So Zoom, actually, probably.
And then I met Olivia in London, and we were all together.
Yeah. Yeah, we all hung out. Emma, I met you through Karis.
Place.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd messaged Karis a couple of times about stuff because we have very similar reading tastes. And then you and Karis were in a live show together, and I got invited. You just spawned one day. That is exactly like lockdown. I was like, I need friends. I need friends that read.
I think we have in conclusion, Gothtober is perfect. We need a bank of 10 people. When we plan Gothtober, Hannah and Tisha's idea are like, let's do that. And my idea is like, we're going to be tired. We can only do 2 of these 5 ideas that you guys have had.
Yeah. You can tell that Olivia's hosted things like events like this a lot longer than both of us, because Tish and I'll be like, yeah, let's do like, oh, we could do this, and let's do like, we'll do all of like TikTok and Instagram, and you're like, we're gonna do one of those things. We're gonna commit to one of those things, and if we do that, we'll commit to another thing next year, shall we? And then we'll do it slowly, and we're like, okay, Olivia, you are right, you are correct. Let's do that.
We get there. Mm-hmm. More all-day sprints, not on a Sunday.
Yeah. See, actually, to be fair, timing for this Gothtober was kind of perfect because the second half of it fell into when I had half term, so I could be around more. But unfortunately, I was packing because timing sucked on that end. So if it matches up again next year, then yeah, I could absolutely do all-day sprints that are not on Sundays. I like sprinting all-day Sundays, but I feel like it's got to the point where it's quite... it's the same people that rock up every time because it's just the thing that we do, and I need to mix it up a little bit.
Gotta keep on your toes.
Exactly. Thank you. It was really really nice hanging out with both of them. Kate and Jules were both fantastic. I did feel really bad because I was like, I asked Kate loads of questions and Kate was just talking. She was like doing something, and I was like, you're not well. Like, I just feel like I just felt really bad. I was like, you can go and have a nap now. But she was fantastic. They were both fantastic.
With that said, shall we hop into our second reading sprint? Cool. I'm going to change. I'm going to read some horror. I'm going to read my horror big book.
Nice.
Okay. And also, by the way, Sunday sprints, there's fans. There's no selfish.
No, there's no selfish. I do it because I enjoy it too. If anyone's selfish in it, it's me. Because I could do another day of the week, and I choose not to.
Well, it gives people the opportunity to do nothing on a Sunday but read. It's great. You know?
Exactly. I'm giving you the excuse we all crave.
Mm-hmm. Right, let's read until... Oh, sorry, Lizzie?
Sorry, I was making a silly comment. Don't worry about me.
But we love silly comments over here.
No, I was just saying, who cares if it's sunny outside? We're not leaving the house. We're just reading. That was it. It really was not that deep a comment. Don't worry about it.
Loved it.
Right. Yes. Reading until 2:45. Let's do it. And our second reading sprint.
How's it going?
Oh.
Good. How was your sprint, Lizzie?
I just need to say, I got to the vampire section, and now I'm upset at this book. Because I'd like you all to note, Mr. Edward Cullen is referenced in this book. Look at those sparkles. Look at that sparkly little face.
I love the sparkles.
But I've got distracted, and I'm really interested about what this book is referencing vampires, because Hannah got me another book about vampires, which was really cool. It was like a whole basically like history of vampires, but as if it was written like a real history. And it had like loads of different vampire lore and stuff in it. And some of the stuff referenced in that is also referenced in here, but like this is very much like a non-fiction. It's like presented in a very different way. So I'm just like fascinated by it, and like I've read it a few times. I'm like, oh, that's really cool. The thing about like Hannah is, it was really funny when Hannah ordered these particular books, because we were looking at Hannah's stockists. She was like, oh, these look great, and I was like, yep, get them in. Yep, yeah, I want them. Yep, these ones are great, and this is fantastic because this is just ticking all my little nerdy check boxes of things I love in non-fiction, because Hannah will also tell you I'm not a non-fiction person really at all. But these get me things about things I'm interested in. Like I will lick that shit up. Like it is so good. Like it is so fantastic, and it's only like a couple of pages long, like each bit. But I'm like properly delving into it because it's so cool. So yeah.
So are you saying that we can get this on Waypoint Books?
You can. I'm pretty sure you can, or at least you can ask.
It's not like on the website, but I can put it on the website. You can certainly order it through me.
So I might not actually finish this because I'm reading these sections like with a fine-tooth comb, which is sad because I'd like to read the Ghost one, but I can read the Ghost one in November. You know, like this is fine, but this is fantastic. Like genuinely, if you have any interest in urban legends, people, this is like genuinely a cool one because it's got enough information that it's super interesting, but it's also not trying to talk down to you. It's just like, giving you little like snippets of like facts and things you might have heard of before and where that came from, and like some of the different legends and how like for example with the vampire one, it talks about Dracula, but actually there's loads of things like in China and ancient Greece and like in the US and stuff where things had been talked about which have been taken into vampiric lore. So like revenants are technically types of vampires, but they could also be types of zombie. Like it's stuff like that, how it differs in ancient folklore, and that is so cool and interesting. So yeah, can like 100% like attest to this being cool.
You're absolutely selling this book to me, like absolutely. How about you, Hannah? How was your reading sprint?
So I spent it typing up the rest of my TBR. I have one book left to go, and then I can submit it. I am just double checking that the Patreon pick for the readathon is still available. That's what I'm just doing.
Okay, nice. Productivity sprint. I read a super horrifying chapter of The Reformatory by Tanya Badu, it's so good, but it is like genuinely horrifying. So then after I finished that chapter, I was like, I'm going to make myself a cup of tea because I need a break.
Anytime someone says they made themselves a tea to calm down, it always makes me think of that Tom Hiddleston thing where he's like, I'm going to need a tea to calm down. Like immediately, like he found out that he was Loki and he's like, I need a tea. And I was like, I love that. So like anytime someone's like, oh, stressful, I need a tea. I'm like, yeah, cute.
Solves all of life's problems.
It really does.
Emma finished reading The Days of Morizaki Bookshop with 15 minutes to spare.
Congrats.
I need to know if it was good or not because that is on my shelf. So I appreciate that. Pixie took a break from reading about hell to watch a cartoon about hell. A new Hell of a Boss episode. Nice. Love that. And Emma got trick-or-treaters. 12-year-old next door made an appearance. Tamar read 13 pages on Celtic Christianity, put 10 books on new shelves, oh, beautiful, and worked a bit on your project. Sounds great. I love putting books on shelves. It's just very satisfying.
I need to resort all my books, and I'm just kind of staring at the mess that my room is and how I was going to clean today and how that just didn't happen. But you know what? Tomorrow's a new day.
New day, new challenge. Reorganizing, brutal. Like, brutal.
Yeah. I haven't really organized my shelves in a while though, so there's like book piles just like chilling out on them, like, and it's like double stacked, and I'm like, I don't like this. This is too like, my room is just too messy. My brain's like overstimulated a little bit, you know.
Once you get it all tidied up, it's gonna feel so peaceful. Like you'll be at peace.
Speaking of peaceful, don't know if you can see that. My cat has just comped out.
Yeah. Living the best life.
Is his head like off the desk?
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, hello, Horatio.
Don't we all wish we could just be a cat?
Right, and he's just gonna cinnamon roll. There he goes.
Adorable.
Baby boy.
Dom took her dog out for a walk and went from 50 pages to 40 pages left in Year of the Witching.
Are you enjoying Year of the Witching? Has anyone read Year of the Witching? Because I tried to, and I didn't know.
I really struggled with it. And my friend Sean was like, I read it, not worth it, and then just didn't. So
is this Alexis Henderson?
Mm-hmm.
I have heard it's like the most difficult Alexis Henderson, and the other ones are easy areas.
I'm hoping it's a one-off. Academy for Liars is going to be their second chance because I didn't read A House of Hunger. My mum did and loved it, but I didn't.
I haven't read it, but it's on my list of things to read because I think that one's vampires. Dom's liking it, but feels like it won't stick the ending.
Nah, I can't remember the ending. I know I've read it, but I read it on audio, and I think I wasn't really listening to it by the end. But yeah, let me know if it does stick the ending, because I am interested, and if it does, I might give it a second chance, because it did the rounds on like BookTube for a while, didn't it? Year of the Witching, it was quite popular at one point.
Yeah, I remember, and it was popular. House of Hunger is vampires, and hence Pixie also wants to read it. Understandably. Ellen made tea as well. What type of tea are you having? I'm having jasmine tea. I'm so proud of that fact.
Jasmine tea.
Getting ready for a Halloween party. We have to dress up. Not we don't have to, but like work do a dress up Christmas party. And I was like, I'm not a dress up person. So I was like, no, thank you. And I was like, unless you can find something where I can just wear all black, I'm not dressing up. Because that's just what I wear every day. And they were like, we can be men in black. You just have to wear sunglasses and dress in black. And I thought, I can't really argue with that outfit suggestion. So that's what I'll be doing.
That's fair.
What would you dress up as?
If I could dress up, if I was doing something for Halloween? There's been a lot of like really cool ideas on TikTok. I've seen Lola from Shark Tale come up a lot this year. Like a lot.
No. So surprising.
Like the things I've seen the most are Lola from Shark Tale, the cracked porcelain doll, which looks great, but
from somewhere or just like a porcelain like that?
No, it's basically so basically they do like a black undercoat and then they do their makeup, but they put like a
face mask.
It's a face
mask, like a sheet, basically
a mask. Yeah. Then they put their normal makeup on and then put a clear mask over it. And then as they move their face, it cracks. So it looks like it's got like it looks like a porcelain doll has broken. It looks really cool. So that looks like a really cool idea. And I've seen a lot for House of the Dragon costumes come up.
Seen a lot of Beetlejuice stuff as well.
Loads of
Beetlejuice stuff, and also Jessica Rabbit. Loads.
Yeah, Jessica Rabbit, Harley Quinn, and Ivy are the three that are out every year.
Yeah. So the balance between like sexy and dressing up.
Yeah. I don't know if there's like one particular thing that I really want to do. The first time we did Gothtober as like a Halloween live show, I did Gideon from Gideon the Ninth.
I remember that vividly.
Loved it. But I genuinely think that might be the last time I dressed up for Halloween. The last fancy dress party I went to was more recent than that. But I cannot for the life of me remember what I went as.
Velma?
I do. No, I do. I went to a Shrek-themed birthday party and went as Fiona. That was the most recent thing that I dressed up as. That was earlier this year. So maybe I would do something like that. Maybe I would do another, but I'd do the full face paint, I think.
You go all out.
It does.
Layers. Pixie loves dressing up, but almost never get to do it. Well enough on the Saturday. What did you go to? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. I'm surprised that there's this number of Shrek themed parties that people can go to. Shrek themed birthday party in February. Went as one of the dwarfs. That's nice.
Nice.
One of my friends
dressed up as the dinosaur, the dragon, and had full on light up wings. Like, it was incredible. It was incredible.
I had a friend who went to a Shrek rave.
Nice.
And I just didn't think that it would be as full as it was, but I should have known that it would be.
Well, Emma's been to a Shrek burlesque.
Oh my gosh!
Like, Shrek has made a massive upswing, and I couldn't tell you for why.
Everybody just loves Shrek. Emma gave Days of Morizaki bookshop 3.75 stars. Not enough bookshop. I keep hearing this because there's also a book called What You're Looking For Is in the Library, and the main complaint I hear is not enough library. And if it's in the title, I just think it should be a thing. It should be the main thing. Have you found new flatmates, Lizzie?
No, not yet. Still looking.
Looking.
That's not an open invite to people on the internet right now, though. Sorry, guys. I'm not going to give you guys my address, but I am still looking.
Let's see. Emma went to Swamp Lesk.
Yeah.
It was iconic. Shrek is such a cultural touchstone. Saw Shrek's little ogre. Oh no.
Let's just remember, Shrek is love, Shrek is life.
Oh no. I think I scrubbed those out of my memory, and now they're back.
Yeah, well, this Shrek talk, I was suffering with that memory. I needed you all to suffer with me. Because I'm still not over that trauma.
Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Because if I'm traumatized, everyone needs to be traumatized, Hannah.
No, Lizzie, we've talked about this. No.
Yes.
They're doing a Christmas one. If this is taking a turn,
Okay, no, right. Shrek the Musical, Hannah, we watched Shrek the Musical.
Was it good?
Did we watch it? It was on YouTube. Did we watch it together?
Nope. That must have been your other friends.
No, that must have been with... No. I swear it was... I don't know, but Shrek the Musical is unironically actually kind of good.
Okay.
It's very much for children, young children. There's many a fart joke. Almost too many, for it to be, it gets not funny for an adult, but for kids, they find it hilarious, I'm sure. But, the singing is actually, really top tier, good stuff. So
it was in London at some point, and I thought about it, but then I was like, I wasn't sure.
Well, the full thing is on YouTube, so if you want to check it out, and I think it's on Netflix as well. Actually, it might be on Netflix.
Yeah, actually, I think it came up as recommended for me once, and I was like, "What? Maybe."
What? Can I just quickly interrupt to say that I have just posted my full November TBR on Patreon. It is 2,752 words long.
Hannah, that is ridiculous. No, absolutely fucking not. What the fuck is wrong with you? Sorry, it's still going. Right? No, don't worry. Oh, there he is. There's the end.
It's literally 14,695 characters long.
Hannah, what is wrong with you?
I've written shorter essays.
How are you going to do this? This is actually the longest one.
It's only 30 books. We'll be fine.
30 books. Oh, is that a 30 books in 30 days challenge I'm hearing?
Is that
totally doable?
Does that give me wiggle room? Because there's 31 days in November, right? No, there is 30. I'm stupid. Yeah, I guess it is.
Oh, and you've also got a big book in there as well. I mean, yeah. Doable.
I've got 2 big books in there. I've got quite a few.
Fun.
And a couple of books that I need to annotate. So,
do you know that you're moving? Do you know this?
But like as we discussed, if I don't have a big TBR, I won't read very much. I had no TBR in September, and I read 4 books.
You say that like it's a tragedy, but it's actually not.
Comparative to the other, like, because every other month I've read between 11 and 17 books. So 4 is a poor effort in comparison.
In comparison, but I always like to think of the mere humans in life who are reading 4 books in a year, and I just think we're doing okay.
Yeah,
we can have a 4-book month.
Yeah.
You know what's mental to me, Hannah, is that you're doing all these readathons. Are you trying to double up on any of these books to fit in any of the prompts? No, you have to have a different book for every prompt, because the logical thing to do would be to try and fit those books in to like multiple prompts for different readers. No,
not only that, there's like 2 books from the same author where I absolutely could have just used 1 book, and I've chosen not to.
So. We love to see it. A chaos queen till the end, huh, Hannah?
Yeah, this is the unhinged kind of chaos that Pixie pays for. I just saw that you dressed as Poison Ivy, and Poison Ivy is my favorite. Well, I think my favorite Batman character is Batman, but then like my favorite Batman woman is Poison Ivy. She's second best. New 52 version. Love that. There is a Dutch Shrek musical. Maybe when I go home for Christmas, I should try and see the Dutch Shrek musical. Imagine. Tamar would throw a party if they read 4 books a month.
Yeah, but Tamar is forever tidying and studying and reading for work and school and stuff. So, like, that's fair. Like, I would also throw you a party. I have no such excuse.
All right. We got 1 more reading sprint to go. Shall we do it?
I'm actually going to try and read in the sprint.
I did see you were typing, and I was like, and I could see how long you were typing for. I thought, oh my god, like this is an insane TBR. So I'm glad you're actually going to get some reading done in this last.
I've literally been working on it since yesterday. So,
well, I shall do that. First. That might be my whole reading sprint. But otherwise, I think I'm gonna read Grey Warren by Maggie Carter, because this is the only book I need to finish by the end of the year. If I'm not finished this book by the end of the year, I might explode. So I need to read it. Same book for you, Lizzie?
Yeah, I'm going to dive back in, and hopefully, like, I'm just going to let myself read it and, like, stop trying to pick everything up, like go through it with a fine-tooth comb. I'm just going to read it this time, I think.
Just enjoy
it. Let yourself go through it with a fine-tooth comb if you want to.
I know, but I'd really like to read a book this month. That would be great. That's, like, my goal.
Yeah, I understand. It's tricky.
Just the one book. That's all I ask from myself. The one book.
Okay, let's do it. Let's read until past, which is just under half an hour now.
Okay.
In a bit. the end of our last Gothtober sprint.
I did read though, so yay me.
That is good. I half expected you to do the spin around with the cat on your lap, stroking it thing.
Yeah. If you were a lap cat in any way, shape, and form, I absolutely would have, but he's not. So
I think he'd be more upset if you moved him. Actually, he'd be wriggling. It wouldn't have the desired effect, I'm afraid.
Well, to be fair, he nearly didn't want to settle here. It was only when I started threatening to, play with fingies. He was like,
I mean, if he had Hamlet and he was upside down, he'd be all right. But again, I don't think it'd have the desired effect. He'd look a bit dopey.
A little bit.
Well, how did the sprint go for you, Lizzie?
I read 40 pages. I read about UFOs. I read about disappeared people, wartime legends. That was quite cool. And then cryptids. That's what I read about in that sprint. And I'm getting through it.
Getting through it.
Not really.
There you are. You're like a third of the way through already.
Yeah. About to start on Mothman. That's my next bit.
Mothman. No.
And then I'll be on to postmodern era.
Nice.
It's quite cool. So, yeah. I'm very much enjoying this. Still, would 10 out of 10 would recommend. Great book.
Amazing. How was your sprint, Hannah?
Yeah, it was not bad. I managed to reach page 45, but I couldn't tell you where I started. I must have started around page 20 of Wounded, which is the first in the Whirling trilogy, which is definitely the series that inspired the book that I'm currently writing, which is why I've avoided reading it until I was kind of like feeling like it had my own voice and was done, so I wasn't like copying any ideas, if that makes sense.
It still looks like trash, I have to say. That cover is god awful.
I don't care. It's great because it's got like trees on the cover, so I thought I could tick off routes, and I thought if I make it to halfway tonight, which is only another 20 or 30 pages, then I'd feel better about swapping out Buried Deep for this, because I'm not gonna be able to tick off routes otherwise. I did really well with the rest of Gothtober. Genuinely proud of myself. Yeah, it does. But then I think this is because it's of that era. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Yeah, did it come out? 2003.
That explains it.
I was 11.
Mm.
So yeah, good times.
It's a good time.
But it's a fun read. It's holding up so far.
Nice. I read your TBR post, which I felt very humbled by. And then I read some of Grey Warren, which is just painful. I don't even know if I'm enjoying it. I want everybody to be okay, and nobody's okay. It's painful.
That's fine. It do be like that sometimes.
It do be like that.
But actually,
after I heard the advice, like kill your darlings, and she was like, "All right."
She's like, "I'm going to take that literally."
Talking about Hannah's TBR post, though, if everyone does want to keep spooky season going, we've already mentioned it, but Kesha's doing her readathon, so that reminded me. So if you want more spooks, maybe look at that readathon. Because I know that Hannah, you've been asked to do some sprints. I've been asked to do some sprints, so I will be over there at some point. But yeah, that would be where I'd go if you want some more spooktacular times in November.
Yes,
spooktacular.
Readathon is always fantastic.
Yep.
Let's see what people got up to. You put 15 books away, more books away, got distracted, and read 6 pages of a short story collection about cats.
Love to hear it. What was the short story collection about cats? Because I will inevitably want that on my TBR.
All the cats books. Yay, Gothtober. Can't believe it's already over again. This is some cat love. Ellen, people have been reading your Patreon post.
And I'm not surprised it took them the full 30 minutes, to be honest.
I really wish that it had its own Goodreads page so everyone could get the book read.
We can just log it.
The thing is, I was thinking of doing more like written content on there anyway. And if anything, it's proven that I can. I just need to put more time into it. And when I do, it will scare people,
It will scare people.
Pixie, I love that. Oh,
The cat collection.
the world hates me. That's what I'm learning.
Tamar wants to remind you that they were born in 2003.
Yeah, I didn't need
wants to remind us all that we're old. Thank you, Tamar.
Yeah, didn't need it. Thanks.
Ellen also thinks this wouldn't be the shortest book if it was logged on Goodreads, your TBR post.
Incredible. I kind of love that though. I kind of love the idea that it's still not short enough, you know.
All right, with that, because I'm sleepy, we've come to the end of Gothtober, which, as Lizzie said, you can extend into Evil-a-thon. But thank you for joining us for Gothtober this year. Gothtober will make a reappearance. Hannah would not let us do it, for starters.
Oh, I feel like there should be a trailer at the end of this, which is Gothtober will return. ...
Coming soon.
We need a little clip of like Gothtober dying and everybody being happy that the villain is dead, and then like reviving again for the next year.
Yeah, it just like it's just a clip, and it's just my hand twitching. You know, that classic like horror trope. You think she's dead now, but she's not.
You know, we'll get the shower curtain where you've already slashed through it, and just your hand coming through, like.
I'll have you know that I've thrown that shower curtain away.
Oh, darn!
Did not survive.
It did not. It did not survive.
Okay. Well, on that note, dead shower curtains. Let's sign off, and we'll see you